Well, hello there friends, and welcome to another video where we're doing another tier video because I had so much fun doing the last one. So for this one, while last time we ranked HYBE's titles of the 2020s, today we're doing YG's titles. And I already plan on doing JYP and SM, so get ready for those whenever they come out. But more importantly, I have a disclaimer before we begin. It's a very standard disclaimer. However, I do have to be careful just in case, which is that everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You can totally disagree with my opinion. You can think that every single ranking that I put every single song in is wrong. And that's fine because, as the mug says, music is subjective, and that is great. Okay, once more, hopefully I'm doing this right. If not, as always, only Bean is allowed to yell at me. I don't want to hear it from anyone else. So, just like with last time, we have all of these tiers, we have all of these songs. We're going to go over the tiers before we begin though, okay? Also, I should have warned this in my disclaimer section. We're not doing every single YG title they've done because I don't care about a lot of them. But we're doing like the biggies and the ones that I want to talk about. Anyway, let's get into the tiers. We're going to start at the bottom this time, okay? At the very bottom, I'm suing for a human rights violation. This is for the worst of the worst, the ones that make me want to call up the Geneva Convention and have them come into session so that we can bring charges. Like, I'm sorry, this song is a crime against humanity. Next tier, it's music. Like, it's not good. I don't really like it, but it's definitely music. After that, Sleepy Headache, this is the only one that we carried over from the prior tier because it's my favorite tier ever. This tier is just for songs that are either really, really boring or that are really, really loud and give me a headache. No other song goes here. They get their own tier. She's fine. Pretty self-explanatory. She's fine. It's not bad. It's not good. She's just fine. After that, Stockholm was implemented, okay? So, for those who are gonna be confused, Stockholm Syndrome, right? Like, the whole thing where you lie to yourself a lot. That's how I feel about a lot of songs in the world, where, like, I will Stockholm myself into liking them. That's what this tier is for. Like, it's not actually a great song, but I have convinced myself that it is. After that, we have Actually Good. This means it's an actually good song, as opposed to being Stockholmed into thinking she's good. Hope that made sense. We're gonna keep going. Absolute Slay Behavior is the top tier. Like, this is for the cream of the crop. The top of the top, the absolute best that YG has put out this decade so far. Because it's absolute Slay Behavior. Okay, let's begin with a Blackpink song today. We're going to start with Shutdown, their most recent track. And I'm putting Shutdown in Sleepy Headache. I know we're starting off with a controversial take, potentially. But I didn't like this song very much. I actually thought it was quite boring. I thought it wasn't really giving. It didn't have anything going on. It was boring. It was a Sleepy Headache. Next up, we have a lot of Treasure in here. Also, I should have said in the beginning, we're not going in order. We're going in whatever order I want. But next, let's get a Treasure song. I Love You by Treasure. Stockholm was implemented. I enjoy this song more than I should. I am aware, logically, it's not that good. However, I personally really, really like it. However, again, like, Stockholm was implemented. Please ignore that sound. My computer decided to yell at me, and by that I mean it told me that there's a comeback tomorrow that I want to review. Anyway, Still Life. Another Sleepy Headache. It's just, she's not giving. It's a very boring song. If you saw my review for it, you'll know how I feel, but like, when you haven't had a comeback in 4 years, but you just put out like a plain ass ballad, like, I am bored. It's boring, it's going in Sleepy Headache. We need something that's good, so let's hit up an iKON song. Why is actually good. Like, this is actually a good song. I think, potential controversial take also, but I think iKON's music has vastly improved the less popular they've been. Like, when they were really, really popular, it's not that they had bad songs, but like, their last few titles, like, since they lost all their fans, have been immaculate. And I just think that, like, yeah, it's actually a good song. What's next? We need something to go, like, down here now. Let's go with Tang. Tang is its music. I don't like any of Minho's solos, like, spoilers for the other one that's on this list, but I don't really like any of Minho's solos, and yeah, it's music. Let's fill in She's Fine next. I feel like I want to get all the tiers filled in, at least to start. Okay, so Gone is She's Fine. I have feelings on Rosé's solos. We're going to get to the other one later, but for Gone, it's not giving as much as I would like it to, because I actually really like Rosé. I think she could have had a very slay solo album. Unfortunately, Gone Not very slayful. She's just fine. Let's do More Treasure. My Treasure, actually good. I like that song. I like that song a lot, actually. I think it's, of their early titles, I would say it's the best. Like, of the First Step era, I would say it's the best main title. And I just think it's actually a good song. And listen, the bestie hates Treasure's music, like all of it. And while I respect her decision, we argue about this all the time because I'll add it to our Apple Music and she'll always text me and be like, why is Treasure in our Apple Music? And it's like, because I like it. That's why. And I like this song. Okay, it's time to fill in I'm suing for a human rights violation. And that's gonna be Money by Lisa. I hate that song. I feel like part of it is what I have dubbed the hype boy phenomenon, where like, it's not actually an awful song, but it got so popular and it's so bad and it's distracting people from actual good music that it has to be just in the bottom tier. And that's what Money is for me. Like, Money is so popular. Not so much like in Korea, but like internationally, it's so popular. And I don't see Division, and I think it's not very good. Like, logically, it should definitely go in its music, but as a song, like, it did so well and it distracted so many people from actual good music that it has to be a human rights violation. On the total opposite end of the spectrum, Lovesick Girls, absolute slay behavior. That is my favorite Blackpink song. Not just title, well, definitely my favorite title. I don't know if I'm gonna say song actually. I might revoke the song statement. Definitely my favorite Blackpink title. It is absolute pop perfection. I love that song so much. It is absolutely slay behavior. I just realized we haven't done like a group wide winner song. So let's do Hold. I'm gonna say Hold is fine. It's not my favorite winner title for sure, but it's definitely not their worst, and it's not that bad. It's just not really like my personal taste in winners music. So she's fine. Let's do a Somi song next. What You Waiting For? Stockholm was implemented. Actually, no. What You Waiting For can be actually good. What You Waiting For is actually good because I actually personally very much enjoy that song. Me and the bestie joke where like Somi's the girl who would bully us in high school, and she is. Like, she definitely has that vibe of like she would be that super cool girl who like bullies the losers. But like the song hits, so I don't know what else to tell you. Next, let's do another Treasure song. Jikjin, Sleepy Headache. This time for the headache half of this name, because this song is very loud and it's very not good, and I'm very upset that it was their first win because like they deserved a win with so many other songs, and the fact that it was this one, which isn't very good, it bothers me. It's loud and I don't like it. Our next song is gonna be a classic, Miss Ice Cream. I'm gonna say she's fine. At the time of release, I liked it a lot more, and I remember the reason for that being that I hadn't liked a Blackpink title properly in like years at that point. So I was very much taking what I could get. However, given the fact that their next release was the classic Miss Lovesick Girls, it's fine. Next up, I want to do, let's do this song first. Yeah is fine. It's also fine. It's not, hear me out. I love old Seungyoon. If I ever do like the really old YG songs, like from the early 2010s, and I do Wild in Love, that song's going in whatever the S tier's name is because I love that song. That's your spoilers for if I ever do it. But like, then he didn't really have a lot of solo songs after he joined Winner, and for his first solo album to have a mid title was just very disappointing for me. There are songs on the album that are very good, don't get me wrong, but like, as far as titles go, it's fine. Next, let's do Vibe. We can do Vibe now. Vibe is also fine. We're getting a lot of fines in this little run, but it's also fine. I don't think it's that great. I think it's kind of just a song. I feel like Jimin's presence didn't really add much to the song, if I'm being honest about it. I reviewed this song, though. Like, I should have done this for the Hype one. I'll link all of my reviews for these songs in the description if you want to watch any of them, but I just think she's fine. She's nothing super special. We need to move out of fine territory, so I'm going to do But You next. But You is absolute slay behavior. That is one of my favorite icon titles of all time. It's so good, it's not even fair. Like, it absolutely slaps, serves, and slays, which is why it's going in absolute slay behavior. I'm seeing a lot of Treasure and Blackpink left, so let's do more Treasure. Let's do Sleepy Headache for sure. That's another one that I really just, it hurts me spiritually, and it gives me a headache. Next, On the Ground, also Sleepy Headache, this time back for the sleepy reasons. This song is boring. I don't really like it very much, but it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. Like, it's definitely better than its music, but it's definitely not fine. We need to fill in more of the bottom tier though, so we're gonna do Pink Venom next. Pink Venom is definitely music from a technical standpoint, but like, here's my thing with Pink Venom, okay? It's so abundantly clearly made for TikTok that I can't support it for moral reasons. Like, it's so obvious that YG did not make that song because they thought it would be a good song. They made that song because they knew it would go viral on TikTok. To be fair, they weren't wrong. Does that mean that I'm okay with it? No. No, I'm not. Let's do You Mad next because You Mad is getting sued for a human rights violation. That song, my god, I listened to like all these songs. I just made a playlist on my phone and listened to all of them before I filmed this video. And that song hurt me to such a psychological extent. I was like, how is this the same man who's helped make so many good icon titles? Like, what happened? What happened in between? I don't know, but like something went wrong and we need to investigate it from a legal standpoint. I feel like we need more positive energy, so we're gonna do Naka next. And Naka is actually a good song. Like, to be fair, I am biased. I love IU, and she's here. Right there. That's her face. But it's just, I'm biased, but it's actually a good song. So it gets that category. Let's do Yam Solo next. Yam Solo, it's fine. I don't think it's anything super special. I do think it was very shady that YG put it out before the actual Treasure album. But, like, it's not a bad song. It's just fine. Next, we're gonna do the singing song he wrote, which is absolutely going in Sleepy Headache. That song is so boring. I can't stand it. I heard it like 3 times in my entire life. Once when it came out, once it came on autoplay and I was driving or something and I just didn't bother skipping it, and then I heard it this most recent time when I was making this video. It's so boring, it could not give less if it tried. Let's see, I want to balance this out so we don't have like a bunch of one group when we're done. So let's do another Somi song. XOXO Stockholm is implemented. I have convinced myself that that song is good. I know it's like not great from a personal, like logical, objective standpoint. It's not a great song, at least from my view. But like, I just like it. I like the Messy Boots energy of it. I like the vibes. I like it. While we're doing Stockholm was implemented, let's do Boy next. Boy was also another Stockholm was implemented. For context, okay? I'm a Treasure stan. I have every version of every Treasure album. And I was like actually really into them when they debuted. And then Boy came out, and I feel like I just couldn't psychologically handle not loving it. So I had to convince myself that I did, which is why this is the perfect category for it. Let's knock out one of the winner songs next. Remember Sleepy Headache? I don't like that song very much. I think it's a bit on the boring side. I'm sorry, like, also, just the knowledge that it was their last group comeback before going on a really long hiatus was very disappointing for me because I was expecting more from it. And I didn't really get, like, Winner, say what you will about Old Winner. Old Winner is here for the ballads. Then, like, Taehyun left, and they became, like, a pop group. And they were in their era, and they had really good songs then. And then they just got boring again. And that disappoints me, so it's going in Sleepy Headache. Next, let's lock out La Lisa. La Lisa is music, for sure. I don't like it. It's definitely not, like, it's not Sleepy Headache level, but it's also not fine. So it's definitely just music. Like, if there was a category in between these two, I'd probably put it there. But I'm not making a category just for this one song, so it can go in the It's Music category. Let's finish off Somi. It's time. Dum Dum is fine. It's not great. It's definitely my least favorite of the Somi titles, aside from, would I say it's better than Birthday? That's a question for a separate day. As of right now, I'm going to say that she's fine and leave it at that. I feel like I saved a good few songs that I really like, so we're going to do Dive next. And Dive is actually good as well. I already went on my little spiel about old, like newer iKON being better than older iKON. But yeah, Dive is actually a really good song, and I feel like people don't appreciate it enough. After that, let's knock out one of the Treasure songs. Hello. Also actually good. This is the song that got me back into Treasure, believe it or not, because they had like such a long hiatus. And then Jijin came out, and I was like, we're not doing that. Absolutely not. I refuse. So, but then Hello came out. And if you watched my review of The Second Step Chapter 2, you'll know I had a moment for that album. And that is the album that got me, like, back into being a Treasure stan. So it is actually a good song. But, like, actually, yeah, I'm going to put it in Absolute Slay Behavior. I changed my mind because the power that it had, it got me back into Treasure, so it can be an Absolute Slay. Let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum. How You Like That is... no, it's a human rights violation, I'm sorry. The popularity of that song puts it down there. It's like Money, only worse somehow. just like as a song, it hurts me so deeply and psychologically that it's a human rights violation. I have to sue. All right, we're gonna knock out Minnow while we're here, and it's also music. I don't like Minnow solos. We've already made that clear, and I don't think I have to repeat myself. Ending with some positivity though, at least for the winner section. I Love You is also actually good. I really like that song. Like, that is the type of vibes that I want from Winner at all times. It's just bright and fun and great. Like, it's such a good song. I absolutely adore her. Next up, Suhyun's Alien is potentially the best thing YG has ever released, at least in the past decade. That song, absolute bop. Like, absolute bop of bops. One of the best songs I've ever heard. I want a Suhyun album immediately, but only if it's gonna sound like that and only that, because it's such a good song. The level of masterpiece that that song is, it deserves its own category. It does not deserve to be stuck with these three songs. Unfortunately, that's just where it is, but just we all can acknowledge it's the best of the best. Last but not least is Going Crazy by Treasure, and that's also going here. To be fair, this is still my favorite Treasure title, even though it's not a title. It's just, I heard that song so many times when I was watching the Treasure Box show that I became obsessed with it. And it's so good and it's so fun. And I don't understand why YG doesn't let Treasure just release songs that sound like Going Crazy, because it hits so perfectly that I want more. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. I'm also going to link, for what it's worth, I did this with the last one, but I'm going to link this tier list in the description so you can do it yourself if you really want to. I should have said that earlier on, but I forgot, and I don't want to edit it in, so I'm going to say it now. You can do this yourself if you want. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. You can like and subscribe if you want to, or don't. I'll be okay either way. And if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on Twitter, @s_reviews. I'll link that in the description, along with the link to the tier list. And I will try, if I forget, don't yell at me, but I will try and get all the reviews that I've done for songs that were like in this video. And you can check all those out if you so choose. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!